Chantel. I've been volunteering now with Meals on Wheels for probably 4 to 5 years. I have to admit it was a bit selfish of me, my first initial motivation to do so, because I saw a documentary on avoiding depression. It was right around the time that I went on disability myself for chronic pain and fatigue because of a motor vehicle accident years ago that haunted me into my 30s. So needless to say, I'm motivated, or was motivated, to do Meals on Wheels out of a sense of avoiding depression. It's a good way for me to get out of the house and go and do something good for another person. And I'd say one of the questions you had earlier about what would make a good volunteer for this particular program is really you just need to care about other people. It's a simple gesture of generosity of your time to go and provide somebody who can't leave their home a warm meal so that they feel some sense of nourishment and care throughout the day, because not everybody has family or close relatives that they can count on to provide that support. And you know, I got to be honest, some of the conversations that I have with my clients are really unique. They're so diverse, and when you know somebody's 95 or 98 years old and you know they're talking about their grandkids and whatnot, you start to realize that circle of life gets you out of yourself and makes you look at the world a little differently. The timeliness, the care, the constant efforts to make other people's lives a little easier.
Well, I'm Gail Allen, and I'm a widow. I live alone in a condo in Kitsilano, and I have a problem maintaining my weight. And I have surgery coming up, and I have to gain a little weight, and that's why I've called on Meals on Wheels. I have a brother who lives close to Main Street in Quebec. He helps me out with car rides, and I recently purchased my own walker. The reason I chose Meals on Wheels is because they come to your door prepared, they're hot. I've had problems with depression, not unfounded, since I lost my husband, but it was getting hard for me to get up the energy to even take something out of the freezer and put it in the microwave. And with Meals on Wheels, someone comes to my door. They actually ask me how I'm doing today, and you know, it regulates my day. I have to get up early enough to eat breakfast, so I'm hungry when lunch comes, and I have to get dressed. I have to get out of bed and do all that stuff. I've always, Chantal was one of my first deliverers, and she was always my favorite. She always took the time to ask me how I was and tell me a little about herself and think how things were going with her. So, and that makes a big difference, you know. Yep. I think what I like about it the best is that it comes to my door ready to eat. I also get a sandwich pack with it, and I have that later for supper. So I think it's great, you know, because it's that human contact, you know, and if you're thinking of volunteering, it's a great way to volunteer. But as far as being a client, I think it's that personal contact and that need to be ready for them. And I think that's what makes it different.